Here we've been asked to solve this radical equation. Notice that the root is not isolated on one side of the equation. So the first thing we will do is subtract 4 from both sides. So we would have square root of x minus 2 on the left side, and then notice we can't combine like terms on the right, so it would be simply written as x minus 4. Now this equation is very different from any that we've seen so far having to do with solving radical equations. And the reason I say that is on the right hand side there is a variable involved. In the past we have only had a constant value there. This is a worry because in this case we have a square root, and we know that square roots must be equal to positive values by definition. This value here must be positive, and we don't know that it's positive right now because we don't know the value of x. And so what we will have to do is we will have to go on to solve this equation, and then when we get solutions for x, we must plug them back in the right hand side of this equation to be sure that this right hand value is a positive value. Next, we want to raise both sides to the power that undoes the root. So since this is a square root, we would want to raise both sides to the second power. Be careful with the right hand side. You must put parentheses around your x minus 4, think of it as a group, and then put the square on the outside. It does not work to square the x and square the 4. It's not at all the same thing. You have to make sure to square the entire side. On the left, the root and the square cancel, leave me with just x minus 2. On the right, squaring the x minus 4 means write the x minus 4 multiplied twice. So x minus 4 times x minus 4. On the left, I really can't do anything there, but on the right, I can FOIL that out. So x squared minus 4x minus 4x plus 16. I'll leave the left side alone, and then on the right side, I will combine like terms. Now, notice that our equation has a square in it. That being the case, I will try to get 0 on one side. I want to leave my square term positive if I can, and I see that it's positive on the right side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract off x to get that term to the right, and then I'm going to add over 2 to get that term to the right, and in this case I would end up with 0 on the left. On the right I would have x squared minus 9x plus 18. Now to solve, now that I've got 0 on one side, I need to factor. X and x would give me x squared, and then I need to look for factors of 18 that would yield negative 9. I could use negative 6 and negative 3. Negative 6 times negative 3 is positive 18, but negative 6 plus negative 3 is negative 9. So this is the correct factorization. Once we have factored, we want to set each one of these factors equal to 0 and solve. So we'd have x is 6, and for this one we would have x is 3. Alright, before we say that these are our final solutions, we need to go back up, and in this situation we had kind of an unusual situation here where this x minus 4 had to be positive. Well, the solutions we got below were x was 6 and x was 3. If we plug 6 in, 6 minus 4 is 2, which is definitely positive. So the x equals 6 is an okay solution. If we plug in 3, 3 minus 4 is negative 1. That's a bad solution. So this one is going to have to be eliminated, leaving only x is 6 as our answer. So eliminate this. X is 6 is our final answer.